Welcome to ISL Enabled Virtual Lab of CSIR.
I realized that you were also a clinician before becoming a developmental biologist and a cancer biologist studying development of cancer. So we were curious to know about the transitions that you made, a couple of them.
When I did enter a very good medical school in Calcutta, and I was enjoying my first year when I was exposed to topics like anatomy, biochemistry, physiology, and so on. But as time went by, I realized that I was in a sort of a dilemma as I moved more and more deeper into medical school. I was stuck in a dilemma as to as to whether the disease and how the disease occurs and how the disease spreads or takes place, was that more interesting to me, or was it more interesting to me to understand, okay, now that I know that it has happened, how do I diagnose it and how do I cure it, which are extremely important questions. But I was more interested in the in more fundamental questions. So I very quickly realized that I have to sacrifice one if I have to pursue the other. I was actually studying limb pattern formation using chickens as a model. So that's one of the classical models of studying limb development. So that's what I did for my PhD, and it had a lot of very interesting dimensions of both evolutionary biology, or how developmental mechanisms evolve, and as well as of physics, where how physics of form plays a very deep role in guiding the shape and size of organs and tissues. So it was, like I said, as unmedical a problem as possible.
Did you face challenges pertaining to this kind of interdisciplinary jump where you had to combine a lot of physics maybe and a lot of physical phenomena to study your biological question?
Yes, and yes and no. So there are a couple of angles to this. One is, of course, one needs to have a very broad outlook towards being able to embrace this. But I realized very quickly that it's not possible for me to do everything together. So then again, the second aspect being, one has to embrace the fact that one has to have collaborators. In my postdoctoral lab, it was even more fantastic in the sense that it was a very big group where there were engineers as part of the students. I mean, the postdoctoral group consisting of biophysicists, biochemists, engineers, computer scientists. So everybody was tackling breast cancer together using their own different strengths and so on. So again, conversations even between students would be intensely stimulating. So all of that has been very important. Even coming here, even in IISc, we work with condensed matter physicists. We work with nanophysicists. I work with engineers, microfluidics engineers, and none of that stuff can ever be done in my laboratory.
Right. So let's say some of our listeners, they want to become engineers, doctors, scientists, and so on, but they have that one curious question that they would want to explore down the line, right? So despite their background, how can they sort of chase a curious question and add to the body of knowledge that's been growing on that related to that concept or topic?
Right. I think the best way is to talk. It's very important to talk to as many people. And like I said, sometimes when I've had questions which I know I cannot answer, for instance, I've gone to many people, and many times I have not gotten the kind of response that I would get. But it all depends on how curious you really are, and how that question bothers you at 2 a.m. in the night. And if that does, then you keep chasing and keep chasing and keep chasing people whom you would feel may be the right sort of person to help you with. As long as one is faithful towards one's zeal to solve the problem, I think it works out in the end.
Do you now understand why do we have birthmarks and moles?
Yes, birthmarks are of many colors and are formed because of many reasons. Moles, on the other hand, are caused by clumping of pigment-producing cells.
Yes, and this is caused mainly due to mutations in the DNA or other conditions that make cells clump or divide abnormally to cause birthmarks. And Dr. Bhatt spoke about what might trigger the cells to behave abnormally and to turn cancerous. What else did he say, Utsuka?
He asked us to never stop talking with people about our questions, just like the way Rhythm spoke to us about her question.
But listeners, what we know about moles and birthmarks may change over time.
Who knows? One of our listeners might study moles and birthmarks and find out something about them that we never knew before. So, that's it for today.
If you want to know more about today's scientist, check out their profile. The link is in the show notes.
If you have any questions you want us to explore, shoot them away to indiaaskswhy@gmail.com.
If you would like to talk to us directly, then join the fun on our Telegram group. Again, the link is in the show notes.
For updates on India Asks Why, follow us at India Asks Why on Twitter and at India_Asks Why on Instagram.
Shweta N. Hegde and Ruchi Manglunia are the hosts for the podcast.
Induleka MS edited this episode.
And Khushi Goyal transcribed it.
And we are funded by India Biosciences Second Outreach Grant.
Until next time, till then, stay tuned and stay curious.